So we've been here before, right? When is the crypto market going to start to move back up? And right here in this exact moment, as of the recording of this video, what I'm seeing, guys, is a continued narrative and a continued theme along the lines of this sideways consolidation for Bitcoin and Ethereum, which drives all of the altcoins, right? And tied to what is going on in the stock market, the other finance equity markets, and also tied to Russia, Ukraine, regulation fears, all these things, all these narratives and all these themes that we've been talking about for a while is what we're seeing right here, right now. And I think we're going to be in this kind of soft position of really a sideways action for a little bit longer. I think this is probably another week, 2 weeks that we're going to be dealing with this. We might have some green days, but let's dive into this. All right. Okay. So we got Bitcoin and Ethereum pulling back 4 and 4.7% respectively. If you look at these chart actions, they both had these massive run ups, and again, they follow each other and they drive the rest of the altcoin market. We all know this, but if you look at where my mouse is right here, on Bitcoin and Ethereum is exactly the same. You can see that we had 3 or 4 days of this kind of sideways consolidation, and now we're kind of gradually a little bit of a trend line back. So we do have some selling pressure on Bitcoin as of recent, and Ethereum as well. I think that this is definitely driven by a couple of major things. Number one, there is this situation playing out on the in the stock market of the Dow being down 139 and the NASDAQ being down 146. This is a big number for the NASDAQ, the tech heavy, obviously NASDAQ being dramatically impacted by what's going on. And excuse me. So I think you've got a couple of things. You've got oil prices rising. You've got Russia, Ukraine. What are they going to do? Not do the devaluation of the ruble, which has just dropped to all-time lows. You've got all of these factors at play, but really underpinning all of it is the fear, uncertainty, and doubt around, Russia, the Russia-Ukraine crisis. Now, there's a couple of positive catalysts out there that might come into play. I am hearing rumors and rumblings that the Federal Reserve here in the United States may actually forego, not raise interest rates in March, because of the Russia-Ukraine crisis. Now, and the impact it's having on oil and and fuel and the pervasive impact it's having. If that in fact does happen, you are going to see a massive green spike in the stock markets, along with, and I firmly believe crypto as well, because crypto does react and does work and does react to the Federal Reserve, what their monetary policies are at that given moment. And so, yes, whether they raise the interest rate or not is going to impact crypto, right? It is going to. And so that will get us a spike. Now, that's a big if. I'm just hearing rumblings and rumors of that. That's all it is, okay? So to kind of wrap up with a final thought here, we've got the fear and greed index has moved backwards. Again, the fear and greed index, if you don't know what this is, this measures really retail, meaning you and I, social confidence or fear or greed in the respective crypto market, okay? And so in the last 2 days, we had a 51 and a 50. We were right in that sweet spot of neutral, and now we're backing back towards that fear. So that fear side is basically, it correlates to a real simple scenario. You have people, millions of them, you can see them out there because of this fear and greed index, and you can see it in these numbers if you kind of look in, right? You have people pulling money out of Bitcoin and Ethereum, still putting it on, putting it on the sidelines, parking that money, if you will, to minimize what they may perceive as some downside risk in that scenario. But if you look again, if you look at the 7-day out of the top 100, Waves has been crushing it. That's crazy. Wow. Terra up, but you can see you've got some decent decent ones that are running up. Anchor is moving up, as a outside of everything else going on in crypto. So obviously some stuff's going on with that. Terra has been on a run, 52%. Juno Cosmos has been on a nice run, but you can see how it dramatically drops off into this 10, 15, 20% range, okay? So from a 24-hour standpoint, again, we saw Anchor is the number one winner right there. And if we flip this, we look at it, Phantom in the top, these are out of the top 100 cryptos, by the way. In the top, Phantom is the biggest loser in the last 24 hours, and it's only down 9%. Okay, so you can see there's not a lot of bearish downside risk pressure being applied. You can see it playing out. I mean, again, in the top 100 cryptos, the most stable ones, obviously. Phantom is the biggest loser, if you will, only down 9%. That's not a lot, right? It's just simply not. Okay. So I think this is where we're going to stay. We're kind of treading water, and, keep an eye on this number, the overall market conditions, but we're really kind of down and flat. All right. That's what I got for you. As always, I appreciate you. See ya.